Hi guys, I'm Angela and I'm going to be talking to you guys about my 30 days with no alcohol. First, I just want to make sure I let you guys know that this is my personal experience and I'm not talking about what anybody else should do or what I think will work for you, because this is my personal experience and I know that everybody is on a different journey. This is just a part of mine. So before I get into the 30 days, I guess I would just like to talk about my history with alcohol a little bit. And right now, I'm 29. I started drinking as a teenager, just like a lot of people do. And I've never really been good at drinking, I guess. I've never really been good at like just having one drink. And I never really learned how to control it in high school, that's for sure. And even as an adult, I can probably count on both my hands the amount of times I have had just one drink. So it basically, I have gone from making a lot of excuses to myself and having a lot of different phases with it, which I feel like in a way, this has kind of been a phase for me, so I'm not sure as to say, even though I know it has caused me a lot of problems in my life, I think it just depends on how you look at it, but that's just my own perspective. So I've gone from, everybody has stages where they go out more and have drinks and stuff in their early 20s, and that was pretty much, I went through that. And then as I got older, I started realizing that I was thinking, like half a bottle of wine during some weeknights is no big deal. And then, oh, I'm actually only drinking on the weekends, but I'm getting drunk, and just a lot of different phases and stages that I went through, and a lot of excuses that I made for myself, until I was realizing that I don't really want to be this person anymore. I have always been pretty into eating healthy and working out, and I normally gain a little bit of weight after summertime when it starts to cool down, and the holidays and karaoke, and having ramen and stuff. It's all a part of it. I didn't want that to happen this year, but oh wait. So it happened last year, of course, like it kind of happens every year. And this past year, like the weight just wasn't coming off. So even though I was working out and eating healthy, it just kept sticking around. So that's one benefit I've really noticed, is having a lot of energy levels. Okay, back to the history. So obviously there have been times where I have put myself in dangerous situations, and there's also been times where I'm thinking, hey, I'm chill now, like I just drink at home, or I'm not doing anything wrong, so what's the problem? Well, the problem is I went from kind of pretending to be this other person while I was drinking to actually feeling like that's who I am or something. And when you are just trying to improve your life, but then you keep, for me, it's like I'm trying to improve my life, but then I keep drinking and then making myself depressed, it kind of feels like I was running around in circles. So I just knew that I needed a change, and it was the one thing making me really inconsistent as far as reaching my goals and just doing things that I needed to do. I also didn't realize how much I had depended on it to help me with my emotions. And in this month, I have faced some difficult times, like my uncle passing away, and I think I would have normally pretty much anesthetized myself to that with alcohol, but I did not do that this time. So there have been a lot of things that I have had to face this month, and I really didn't realize how much of a crutch alcohol was for me. I also get really bad hangovers, and having a hangover is pretty much like being depressed for me. And because I have also dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety, I realized that using alcohol to self-medicate is probably the dumbest thing that I could do, because it just makes it worse. So anytime I'm being consistent with my workouts and everything, and then like I just need to relax and have a drink and then have more drinks, I end up feeling like crap and feeling depressed. And then I'm thinking, well, if I'm still working out and doing a good job, like there's no big deal, you know? But I started feeling like I didn't even look like myself anymore. I was swollen all of the time, and I love skincare, but my skin, no matter how much work I put into it, honestly felt so dry all the time and started feeling really thin. And I remember during the first week of not drinking, I was looking at myself in the mirror like, oh my God, I just aged myself so much more. What the hell did I do to my skin? Is there any repairing this? Like, I need to drink some friggin' hyaluronic acid right now or something, because this is crazy. But one of the benefits that I noticed around the probably third week was that my skin suddenly was saying thank you to me, and it started to feel so plump, when before it was just swollen. So I went from swollen everything, not even feeling like I know what I look like anymore, to plump skin like I remember, and it feels really good. The first week, because I used those body pictures as clickbait, I should definitely touch on the subject of working out and weight loss. The first week and a half, I didn't work out at all, which is actually unusual for me, because normally I at least work out or stay active a few times a week. But I didn't do anything at all for the first week and a half. I was sick, and having a hangover and a virus at the same time is such a bad experience. It really helps me look at my health a lot. It helped me look at my health a lot, not helps me. Okay, so yeah, I didn't work out for like the first week and a half, and then after the second week, I noticed I just had this crazy energy that I was like, whoa, I feel amazing. I started having crazy energy. And since then, it's pretty much only gotten better. Like, I wake up every day and I feel great. And that feeling alone is like enough to help me not want to keep drinking. Another benefit that I've noticed is that I don't really have a short temper anymore. I have been doing like a lot of inner work for a very long time, and I feel like I've become a very patient person. But whenever I drink or when I have a hangover, I notice that my temper is a lot shorter and I can snap at people sometimes, and I have tried apologizing, obviously, and being accountable for that, but it is a lot harder to control when you feel like crap and your head hurts and you're tired and you're just in a negative mood. So not having that has felt so much better. So after I started having a lot more energy, I just started working out a lot and actually eating more food and actually having ice cream, which I don't normally eat sweets that much, but I've been having ice cream almost like every night, and I guess I probably should not have ice cream every night, so I don't want to get diabetes or anything, so I'm going to cool it on the ice cream. But I mean, the whole point is, like, the weight just started falling off of me. Like, everything that I've been holding on to started falling off, and finally I feel like, man, I can wear like my outfits again, and I don't have to just wear like whatever stretchy clothes I have or whatever. Other benefits I've noticed are sleep quality. My sleep quality has improved a lot. I would sometimes not get tired until like 2 in the morning, and then I still have to wake up early, and I wasn't getting very good sleep, so I would just be grumpy and tired throughout the day. Now I feel tired pretty early, and when I wake up, I generally have been waking up feeling pretty good, except for a couple of days when I did have a headache. Something else I've noticed, and this is for the ladies out there, my period was actually very late, like 11 days late. So I know that alcohol can affect your hormones, and I guess that my hormones must be regulating themselves. So thank goodness for that, because I don't really know how much it was affecting my body, but it almost feels as if I've woken up, and I'm so glad that I can be healthy now. I had a big test, I guess, because I went to a large dinner party where everybody was mostly just getting pretty drunk. Whenever I have taken breaks in the past, usually at any kind of gathering, I guess, I am like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna have one. And sometimes I really just have two, and I'm so proud of myself. And sometimes I have like a bunch of drinks and of course I wake up feeling like crap the next day, and I just try not to feel guilty, because then I'm shaming myself, and that's so bad, right? So that's kind of how things went, or that's not how things went, that's kind of how things go usually, but I actually didn't do that this time. I realized I was extremely thirsty and I needed to drink a lot of water, and there was not enough water around, so that kind of sucked. But other than that, I felt fine. I mean, I made it out alive, and I was able to go hiking the next day and did a 10-mile hike, and it felt even better the next day knowing like, hey, I didn't wake up hungover today. I also didn't weigh myself before starting this challenge because I haven't really been doing that, but I'm 5'2", so any amount of pounds makes a noticeable difference on me. Especially if I think about the amount of calories I was consuming in alcohol, and because of the effect it has on your liver and its ability to process things like fat, and its you know, how it dehydrates you. And I don't know if anybody out there knows this, but when you release fat, you release it as carbon dioxide. So it comes out of your sweat, breath, and your pee. So if you're dehydrated, I imagine that that is a lot harder for your body to do. Anyway, since I've been following these patterns for so long, I don't think 1 month is long enough for me to change my habits. I don't think 3 months is long enough for me to change my habits. And I'm not sure how long I will be free of alcohol from, but I know that it seems that things are so much more clear now and only getting better. And I would sometimes kind of like scoff at stories about people not drinking anymore, and I was like, well, it's fun, whatever, you're this, you know? But really, I see now that I was projecting because I just wasn't ready. So if you're not ready, it's okay. And if you just want to take 1 month as a challenge, that's great, because you will see just how wonderful it is. And I kind of feel like I'm asking someone to join my religion or something. It's weird, but if you found something that helped you so much in such a short time, you would probably feel this way too. And the best part is, it's free. It doesn't cost you any money, and it doesn't cost you any time. It actually wasn't that much of a challenge for me to stop. I still have a couple of White Claws in my fridge from my last time that I was drinking, and I saved them in there for, I don't know, maybe my little sister will want one when she comes over or something. But I saved them in there because I kind of also save them in there as a reminder to myself that, hey, I mean, obviously I could go to the grocery store and buy alcohol anytime I want, but you know, like, I save them in there as a reminder to tell myself, hey, like, you can drink anytime you want, but you're choosing not to. So that's why, for me, I'm not saying everybody should have alcohol around when they're not drinking. This is just my thing. For me, it's been fine. I've seen it at the stores, and other times where I've gone on breaks. When I put breaks in quotes, it's because I always snuck one in here and there, even when I said, I went 30 days. No, I snuck one in there. I remember about 1.5 years ago, I went 16 days, and I was super proud, but then after that, I was like, it's 4th of July or something, you know? So, I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have any fun times, but I also had some bad times, you know, and I also put myself at risk and others at risk at times. So, and spent a lot of money, you know. I don't take things back because I am so grateful for my journey in life, and I am grateful for what I've learned and who I am, but I am so happy to be in this place now. One tip I have, which doesn't really make sense with me going out to a gathering, a dinner party, and them having drinks all around, is that if you have friends that you notice that you guys just drink together, or you guys maybe practice binge drinking together, and you'd like to stop, don't hang out with them. I have been cutting people out of my life for a little bit now. Not in a very mean way, but just because I need to benefit from the relationships in my life, and I need the other people to benefit too. I don't really have that much time, and my time is very valuable to me. So I had to reassess what my friendships were, how important they were, and if we were helping each other or if we were bringing each other down. So one tip is to just not hang out with them. You could let them know if they'll take it okay, or you don't have to, because you don't owe anyone anything. And then later on, if you want to, you guys can start over and do something else together. I have luckily had a bit of an easy time with this, because since I had already started ending some connections that I had, my people in my life don't drink anymore. My best friend, she hasn't drank in like 11 months, and it inspires me to see her every day, and she's very transparent with me about how sometimes it can be difficult for her, and I have a lot of respect and admiration for that. So that's another thing. Surrounding yourself with people that you can be transparent with. And if you don't have those people, it's okay. There are also meetings out there. I don't like the idea of that for myself, because that would be a punishment for me. I'm kind of like, I don't know, a free solo flyer. That sitting in a room with people, I don't know. It does not sound like my cup of tea, but there are things like that. So you can meet new people if you want that, or you can even just watch people's videos on YouTube, which sometimes I do for like social simulation, and I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it works for me. I like watching people that inspire me to try to be better, and it helps. Another tip that I have is, if you are going to be somewhere social, make sure that or anywhere that you might have anxiety, make sure that you have eaten a meal. Bring some snacks with you if you can. Bring water, and make sure that you're hydrated. Sometimes you might just need to do something with your hands or with your mouth, because we get used to these things, you know? And actually recently I felt like I needed to do something, and I almost felt like my face was starting to twitch. I just, started drinking a lot of water. So, I mean, I would say maybe avoid going on your phone when you feel like this, but if it's all you have, then I guess, it's better than nothing. Or you can just leave. You can leave early, because if you're not comfortable somewhere, maybe you don't really like it. And that is a conclusion that I came to about like going out to clubs and stuff when I was younger, like I realized I would get trashed and I didn't really like it. I liked the dressing up, and getting super glam part. That was fun because it made me feel good. I liked the dancing part, but anyway, finding hobbies is also really important. So if you notice that you don't have any hobbies, just find some. Find some old ones, find some new ones. Before alcohol was a big part of my life, I was probably in like high school, and I had so many hobbies. I remember it's just crazy to think that that was, more than 10 years ago. But I started noticing that I still like all of those things. I still like working out. I had hobbies like working out. I used to love writing. I used to have a blog. I used to love doing all of these things, and I suddenly wasn't doing them as much or with as much enjoyment, because my life started to revolve around alcohol. and I started to hang out with people who just wanted to drink. And I, you know, like, it's like being depressed, and it's depressing. So finding hobbies, going back to things that you used to love, getting outside if you like that, hiking, you know, running, I just love it. And I started remembering that I'm such an energetic person. You know, I'm not this like lazy, tired, grumpy person. I'm this like super energetic person that used to run like every day until, you know, she felt like she was gonna break. And I am like getting this fire inside of me that I'm like, I'm still that person. I was sitting here thinking like, well, I'm getting older and this and that. No, that's still me. Well, I guess I'm wiser now, but I just spent a lot of time drinking and like kind of dulling that part of me down. And like these parts of us are what makes us so cool, you know? So just do the things that you love is another good tip. And I also have been writing these things down, which normally I write these things down, but just appreciating the moments and finding ways to deal with boredom and stress. Whatever it is, just try something, you know? Another benefit I have noticed is that my relationships have just improved. I'm more kind of able to figure out if something's wrong because I actually care more, and I'm just a better listener now because I'm not listening to these negative thoughts that I would normally be having. I am just better at staying on task and doing things that would normally bug me if I was drinking or if I was having a hangover. I feel a lot more creative, and I never want to go back to how I was. And I feel like if I did start drinking again now, maybe I would be able to just have one and not make it a pattern. But I just don't want to take the risk right now, because when I was drinking in the past, I would drink because I had anxiety, but when I would have one drink, I would get more anxiety. When I had 2 drinks, I would get even more anxiety until finally I wasn't feeling anything, or I don't remember feeling anything. But maybe I was, because sometimes, you know, I would have bad reactions to certain things. So it's like things don't just change. It didn't really make it better, you know? And then the next day, and then let's say, oh, I had a great time, whatever. So then the next day I would wake up with a lot more anxiety. Well, yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you are thinking about taking an alcohol break, I think it's a wonderful idea. I feel like a brand new person and I'm cured. Just kidding. No, there's still a lot of work to be done, but I just feel my life moving forward and I want this for everyone. If you can relate to my story, I think 30 days or even 2 weeks is a pretty good place to start, but I would definitely say 30 days because I started noticing the benefits around 14 days, but the real benefits literally just started today. I feel like I don't know, I feel like myself again in a way. So it kind of also makes me scared because then I feel like what if something bad happens? Like, what if I die or something? But yeah, I think it's great. So if you're out there and you're thinking of trying 30 days, even if it's just for something like weight loss, I think it's a great idea. You should try it. Like I said, everything just started melting off. I felt super energetic, so you can do this. All right, that's all I've got. Have a great night and good luck. If you are, you know, doing this to start one of your goals, just know that you can do it, and there might be some hard times, but it's just not worth it, and it is so worth this feeling. So that is enough to keep me in check for now. I know that, you know, there's gonna be some tough times out there, but I'm just ready for it. So, I mean, don't throw anything crazy at me. But yeah, I'm ready to move forward, and I hope that this video has been helpful to you, and I hope that you all reach your goals for 2020 or 2021.